Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Charlie Velasquez. I am the, as it says, CEO of Rugby in Florida and TFRO. Today, this is a special interview. I am bringing in Marcos Young, that is a player that started in Key Biscayne when he was a very young boy and had a very interesting process in playing in several places, and currently is playing today in the MLR at Old Glory DC. So without further ado, just let me take out that, and I'm going to bring in Marcos. Hello, Marcos. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Good.
I'm always tempted to switch to Spanish, ¿cómo estás? But we'll try to keep it in English for everybody.
I understand.
I really appreciate your time. I know that you have I've been trying to do this for a while with you, and all your training.
It's a tight schedule.
It's a really tough thing, man.
We've been training a lot, so I haven't been really able to connect.
Yeah, I was reading your CV that you sent me. For one, I just found out that you were born in Houston.
Yeah, I was born here.
Let me ask you an important question. Do you do this?
Yes, every day.
Okay. So, that will qualify you as Argentinian right away.
No. The only thing I have from the United States is that I was born here. If not, I'm fully Argentinian.
Okay. We're basically going to go through all your rugby history because, as I said, I think it's a very interesting one because you started here and at Key Biscayne Rugby Rats pretty much from the beginning of the program. Not exactly at the right of the beginning, but pretty much when it just started.
Second or third year.
Yeah. What do you remember of those days?
I remember everyone was bigger than me. I was the smallest kid by far.
Yeah, that's why they call you Marquitos, because you were a little skinny guy.
No, I remember I played with a lot of guys from there, and we played all the way through high school. We had I think it was 6-7 of us that played it from when we were little all the way up to high school, and then we each. I mean, you know how it is here. Everyone goes their own way. Everyone went to different places to play. Some stopped playing. But yeah, I remember it was from when we were little. Yeah, smaller than this, even smaller than this.
Even smaller. I do remember because I used to back already in those days I was taping games, and you were the one player that sort of standed out among your teammates, and not because you were big or anything, but I do remember the passion with which you played, and you were so into the games. It was you did not get distracted for 1 second, and that is something that I always remember.
Yeah, still even now it's mostly passion. If you go back, I don't know if you can. That jersey that I'm wearing, it's the first jersey I ever had from Key Biscayne.
Really?
And I wore it from, I guess, when I was 10 to when I was 16, 17.
Wow. The same one?
So it was very small.
And you had not played before rugby, right? You just started in Key Biscayne.
I started in Miami. Yeah, started in Key Biscayne.
And I guess you do come from a family of rugby players, right?
Yeah, my dad played on the first team in Alumni.
Alumni, okay.
When he was young. And that was before there was subs. So it was only 15 players on the team.
I remember those days. Yeah.
So my dad was there. Oof.
Now you are right in the middle, very serious.
Yeah. Very serious. Where there's a couple Miami guys here too. Leo's there from Miami. He used to play in Miami. The French guy.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah.
He used to play fullback.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys here that still play at Tridents. They have the finals, this week or
exactly. Yeah, right next to the guy, the coach. That's to his
Gonza Torres, all the way
Gonzalo
then,
Torres.
Fede Torres too.
And Fede Torres is at the
Mm,
extreme right. I don't know, doing what, like being cool.
just posing. I think he was coach because
He was coaching. Okay, maybe yeah.
he was older than us, so he couldn't play, and then he would coach us.
And then we have Santiago Santi Lapisondo right in the back
Santi
holding the
Lapizón in
cup.
the back,
You know
yeah.
what? You guys did not, and on that period of Key Biscayne, I don't believe you actually got to like win tournaments. You would always be like almost there, but and I think mostly because of the size thing, for some reason,
We were always the smallest team.
always the smallest team, very
Always the
talented.
smallest team, yeah. And we didn't have that many numbers either, so it was. Well, I mean, everyone had a problem with amount of numbers, but in I think it was 2016, we won a division plate um, against the Buccaneers,
Okay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I think that's the guy in the black shirt. Is that Tommy Gallo?
Yeah, that's Tomigasho. Yeah.
Very small
Right.
also. Now he's playing pretty
That's
pretty good
from
level
him,
over there
right? Yeah. Mm.
in Wales.
He used to be a hooker back in the day,
Really?
and then he switched over. Yeah, I think he switched over in high school or something like that.
And
This is an old picture, man.
yeah,
This
this
is Juice. This
Florida
is
Juice.
yeah, freshman or sophomore year, I think. No, freshman year. Freshman year.
They had a very good run, and
We had our freshman year. We got to I want to say quarterfinals of the states. Or my junior year, so with Gonza, Lolo Grigio, and a couple other guys, we got to the finals, and we lost against Ohio. We lost against Ohio in the finals. Ben Rocla from Naples was there. This
this is
is
this is when you were in the USA under 18s, right?
yes, he's under 18s. This is the Ontario tour, I think.
How was that experience? That I guess it was a very big step up, right, from what you were.
Yeah, so
You,
this was my second tour, I want to say, second or third tour with the U.S. team. I had gone on the U16s, U17s, and then U18s. This was a fun tour. It was always super short, so we had to get to know each other there. We had to make a team there. It always had that difficulty, I guess. But we didn't play together. I mean, the United States is huge, so there was kids that I didn't even play against that I had never seen, and we had to make a team and play there. So it had its own difficulties. I mean, obviously, representing a country it's unbelievable. It's something that I mean, I would have never imagined as a kid. I enjoyed the sport. I loved playing every sport as competitive as I could. I just never thought at 18 I'd be, or 17 actually, I'd be there and
what what
represent.
what what positions were you playing at that time? Because I've seen you playing 9, 10, 11, 14, 15.
Everything. No, this tour I played 10 and 15. First game I played 10, then because it was two games, same tour against the same team. First game I played 10 the whole game, and then second game I played 10, and then the second half I played 15. So I started at 10 and then I went to 15.
Okay, this is currently now where you're playing in Old
It's currently
Glory.
now, yeah.
It's a pretty good picture. We're gonna get back to this in a little bit. I'm just gonna add here to the screen some highlights that you sent me while we.
The old heights, yeah. Before we,
Is it one of your goals to represent the USA? I'm not sure if you can go the Argentina route also.
So I could represent either or.
But you pick
Uh,
one from the beginning, right? Because if you pick one, then you can't do the other
yeah,
one.
exactly. So I guess I have to pick well. And no, yeah, I could. Um, I don't know. Right now, I just want to focus on playing as high as I can, playing as much as I can, because rugby is short, man. Rugby life, you never know when you can't play anymore.
That is true.
So you have to appreciate it as much as you can.
So let me ask you: once you were out of high school, I'm not sure. This is still you were still here playing for U19s. I see the
Hmm.
Eagles. Uh,
My last year with in high school was the sorry, yeah, my last year in high school was the last time I played US.
and then you moved to Argentina, right?
I moved to Argentina,
Why did you move?
and
Was it you just had to go back or something or?
no, it was my own choice. I wanted to play. I put rugby over everything, and I wanted to play the best rugby. And at that time, it felt it was the most competitive I could play, so I decided to leave. Um, yeah, so I went to play there at CUBA. I played the U19 for CUBA on the A team and the C team.
Why didn't you play in your dad's club? Because that would be something sort of traditional.
Yeah, so we live in CUBA, in Barrio CUBA. Um,
Just so people know, Cuba is Club Universitario Buenos Aires. It's a
hmm.
very big club in Buenos Aires and has a very long tradition. Huge
Yeah,
club.
well, my dad still gets he still gets bothered by his friends. He still gets made fun of by his friends because I don't play in alumni, and they tell me all the time,
Yeah, I guess.
"You
Yeah,
can
that's what
play,
I was
can play."
gonna say.
Hmm. Yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, my whole family's from Cuba except my dad. All my cousins play in Cuba. Everyone plays in Cuba, so it was just easier to go there. And I lived there anyway, so I live 5 blocks away from my club, from
Okay.
like the clubhouse. So it's I
So then
guess
you
it's
you you played there in the under 19s.
yeah, under 19s A and C team.
How many teams? I was talking to you before off camera. I was pretty impressed and talking to other people. How many teams you have over there in one club, right? Because at the U19 level, you have at least three teams,
And some have 4 or 5.
and each team plays their own championship, right?
Each team
Like,
plays their own tournament, their own different championship. It and yeah, we have a lot of players, man, a lot of players. Now on the first, so on the men's side, we have first team, intermediate A, intermediate B, intermediate C, intermediate D, and intermediate F.
the seven
Yeah, and,
teams. Wow.
and each team has 15 players, and then the last team has like 4 or 5 subs extra. So it's a lot of kids.
So
A
it's
lot of
very competitive. To play in the first team, you have to really work hard.
work very hard. Work very hard and have a lot of muchas ganas. Like you have to
Really
really
want.
want it
Yeah.
because it's tough. You have to. It's
What
an so
at that level, U19s, what do the trainings look like? I mean, how many times a week? And
so U19. It's Monday, no Tuesday and Thursday. It's at the club. Then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's everyone on their own, but gym or running or something like that to maintain because you already have kids who are playing almost professional. I mean, they're going to World Cups. They're starting to. It's not easy. You have all type of caliber players, so you have to be at that level, and you have to be at that physicality too. So it's not easy.
And how did your team do the time you were with the under 19s? Because I guess you just that was what 1 year because you already
Yeah.
turning 20 by then.
Yeah, so that was my last year U19s, and it was we got a fourth, I think, fourth place.
And
Actually, my roommate is also my age group, and we used to play against each other. And his team won that year. They won the championship that year.
what would you say is the main difference between at that level U19s that you could see in Argentina and you had been playing here at any level?
Um, there, they have a lot more game experience. They have a lot more game experience. They've been playing 20 games a year since they were 10, 8.
Yeah, well,
Um, I remember when I was 10, 8, we would play 4 or 5 games, and it was always against Miami Rugby. It was always against you guys. So it was, um, these guys just have so much rugby and they have so much experience. They, mm, it's just a culture. It's a lot more, they're a lot more used to it. I
yeah,
mean, size wise, they might not be bigger, but they know how to play. They know how to pass the ball. They have a lot more skills.
I definitely think that the this is my vision, but and I think you see it many times on the field that the only way to have really good rugby is, as you said, to play a lot of rugby and from a very young age. Because as much as you can try to get somebody who is, 18 years, starts in college playing, if you have another guy that's been playing for 10 years, I mean, all the individual skills, they already have them mastered by then. And this guy who's starting at 18, as big as he may be, or a great, athlete, there is all that, knowledge and experience and individual skills that have been learned over such a long time that it's really hard to like make that up, right?
It's very hard. I remember my first tour. My first tour with the U.S. team. We went to France and Belgium, and when we played France, we were the same age group. Size wise, we were the same. Um, but they beat us 64-3, and they knew how to play. They were much better than us with the ball in hand. We couldn't do anything. But it wasn't because they were bigger. It was just because they had more experience and they knew how to play better than us.
Yeah,
Experience, I think, is probably one of the keys to being able to like really see what happens in a game. You have more time. You feel like you have more time.
exactly. Listen, we have a guest here. We're gonna bring him in right now. You may know this guy.
Juancito,
Hey, Marquitos,
Hi, ¿cómo está, Juan?
ese viejo.
¿cómo andan?
So this is the guy we were talking about that used to play in alumni and
Yeah.
and had to stop playing at some point.
Stop playing.
Yeah, very early on, and unfortunately. But I still enjoy rugby through Marcos games, and I never miss one of. I think I never miss a single one of his games.
My dad was
even-
here at this
Yeah?
game. My dad came all the way to Canada to watch
Oh,
me.
I was
He's
there.
been everywhere.
I mean, Juan, as a father with kids playing rugby, I know exactly what we're talking about. It's like such a blessing that the kids pick, rugby, which is the best sport in the world. And we're so fortunate to be able to just be able to watch them, right?
I do agree, and I think they pick it in part because of our influence. No, I don't know if they. Well, probably Marcos would have picked it anyways, but a lot of kids play because of their parents, and perhaps they don't like it in the beginning, but they start loving it later on, and become, I mean,
Passionate
committed to it.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah,
Where, you know,
Marcos liked it from the first game, from the first train. training.
I think it's the only sport I like from the beginning.
Well, yeah. Well, you like basket too, also from the beginning.
That's
I think.
true, but I didn't have the size.
Yeah, because sometimes that happens. They start playing and they got all beat up on the first game and say, "Oh, this is not that much fun." I thought, I would be able to run with the ball, and I just got hit 10 times.
And
Yeah,
that's why when the kids start, it's good to prevent that and not then they get hit in the first days of first times that they get into rugby, because some of them they will never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, especially here where there's limited number of players. It's good to get them to come back and enjoying the sport before you really hit them.
I would say that we're going to have the World Cup here in what 9 years now, 2031, right? We have to start now having the kids playing rugby.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree, and I think, for example, in Miami, this new franchise will really help with that, because they will encourage kids that are not very familiar with the game to start playing.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge for them to get that going, for sure.
It is. But I think they started very well by selecting a good CEO that has a lot of knowledge of Florida rugby, and
I don't believe he's been announced, the CEO, publically.
Oh, has not. So I don't know who that is.
No, that's fine. But I just think they haven't announced him. This is a CEO from Toronto, right?
No, I don't know where is he from, but
I think you're talking that. I think you're talking about COO.
Yeah, and I was talking about
Mariano Marco from.
Oh, you're talking about Mariano.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also a CEO, and I've heard there's also a coach already picked. But I don't know who it is. I'm not gonna say if I knew.
No, I don't know.
Things are gonna stop moving now. Interesting.
But I don't know. But it's good if they have already selected one, because that means they are getting prepared. No.
Yes.
Because it's not easy to run these things.
Juan, let me ask you, as a parent, tell me about that one game that comes to your mind immediately when you think about Marco's career.
Well, I have to
there's
say
always one game. There's only maybe more than one, but
there's this. I mean, the one that comes first into mind was the U12 top 12 tournament final in Buenos Aires.
We're going to talk about that now. Yes.
Yeah, CUBA gets sick, and it was extremely, I would say, even emotional, because it was, I don't know how many people there were there, like 40,000 people, there were lots of people. No, I might have exaggerated, but let's say 10,000. 10,000.
Oh yeah, no, I have some video of that. So
and it was a very impressive game. It was well played, very, very physical, extremely physical, and Marcos played very well. So I was that's one in a very recent, but that's the most. But then I remember also a game that they played in the sevens in Las Vegas with the high school All-American. I remember it was a yellow team. May have been, I don't know. I don't even remember. That was a semifinal, I believe.
Quarterfinal, 2017.
Yeah, that you scored all the points almost. That was a great game. And then I do remember one that you lost, actually. That it was in the Key Rats. That it was there was a lot of very controversial referee against Jupiter. Yeah, I do remember that. I was so obsessed. It's impressive now, because I became obsessed with that game.
Are you one of those dads on the sideline that cannot shut up?
Yeah. No. But I became very obsessed. So I sent even the video to a friend of mine who was a guy that was, in my opinion, one of the best Pumas ever. And he concurred that the referee was not the best referee. So I said, okay, at least I wasn't that confused. But he told me is you cannot complain about the referee. Referees are like this. This was bad referee, but you have to eat it.
You must remember when you used to play, Juan, that they would tell you, I'll say it in Spanish and then in English, hay que jugar con el referee. You have to play with the referee.
Yeah.
So whatever you get, you have to sort of adapt yourself and try to make it work, at least not against you. So
yeah, that's exactly what he said. He said, I mean, if the referee was bad, but you have to win the game regardless of the referee, and you have to try to somehow put the referee on your side. But that's something that's not easy to do. But anyways, this was a game, I don't know, 15 years ago.
We're going to go into that
junior year, 2016 against Jupiter. We lost 24-22.
Wow, you have good memory, eh?
Oh, very good, yeah.
I can tell you all the tries.
Last second, the one they scored the last second. Yeah.
Was that two tries exactly the same?
Was that U18s or 19s? Because the ages
changed. U18s, U19s.
I don't remember that year.
No, because it should have been high school. So there was no 19 or 18s. It was or varsity or junior varsity.
But I think there was 1 year in Florida where it was U19, and kids that had just finished or were like of that age could still play even if they were still not in high school. There was something. There was 1 year that there was like a rule like that.
You were what, 16?
I was 6. No, that game.
Yeah,
I was 16. That game I was 16.
Yeah.
Did you frequently play up, Marcos?
Always. Yeah, I never played I mean, I played when I was 10. I would play U14, U15. I played actually not always, except once. I remember this once, like the Juice team, my freshman year. They asked my dad if I could play varsity, and he said no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you always complain about that. Yeah, I didn't want him to play.
Some big boys, huh? Some big boys.
Yeah, they were big boys, and I didn't see the point of him playing varsity first year. I prefer actually him to play.
He didn't mind, apparently.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So listen, Juan, don't go away. I'm gonna play some little videos that were sent to me to say to salute Marcos, and then we're gonna go into this and to that CUBA SIC final from 2021. We're gonna talk about that because, as you know, we're gonna be playing next week the finals here in Florida, and I just want to talk about what is it like to get into this mindset of playing a final and how different it is. But let's listen to these little testimonies that have been sent. And
hola Marcos, how are you? Well, just to send you a big hug for myself and the rest of the coaches here at Key Biscayne Rugby Rats. We are following your season, and we know you are doing very, very well. So congratulations. Enjoy your time there, and I hope you see you soon. Big hug. Bye.
Hi, Marquitos. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to send you this quick message and let you know that we're all watching you from Key Biscayne. We're all very proud of what you're accomplishing in the MLR with the Old Glory, and I wish you the best in the rest of the season. Big hugs.
Marquitos, my brother, Shanky, just wanted to wish you the best of luck in this new challenge in the MLR. I know you're going to do great. Just keep on applying that amazing work ethic you have shown us all this time, and of course, remember that we're always rooting for you back home and wishing you the very best. So hope you continue growing and doing well, and we'll see you soon.
Hi Marquitos, how are you? We are so happy to see you playing now professionally here in the United States. Proud of you, proud of your progress, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the season. Very good luck. Congratulations.
Marquitos, ¿todo bien? It's Gonza. We grew up playing together in Key Biscayne. So many great memories, so many games together, so many practices. It's been a pleasure. It's also crazy to see you go back to Argentina to play with the first division, playing 2 finals, win a championship, and now seeing you on TV playing with the MLR. You did it. It's been a pleasure seeing you play. Hope to see you soon or play against you one day. Abrazo.
Hey Marcos, how are you? It's always good to see that you're still related to rugby in Florida. We always remember you as a great player, as a great leader. The games together, the trips around Florida, the tours, the Bahamas, and the laughs, the good times together. You know, you make us proud, and you're a huge inspiration for all of our players, being the first Key Biscayne Rugby Rat who signed a professional contract with the MLR. So we're big fans of you, and we hope we can see you playing live next year in Miami when the Rugby Sharks starts. But for the time being, we follow your career, and we're big fans of you. We wish you all the best.
Marquitos, you're a crack. My little story is Marquitos played in Key Biscayne, and I'm like 5 years older than him. So when I was 18, 20, I was much older and developed and faster. So I would just look at him, and he was the most athletic one in their team. So he would just outrun everyone and just be much stronger. Years later, maybe like 8 to 10 years later, we were both playing in CUBA only for a short period of time where we were both having the same practice. And it was fun that we're both called the Yankees or Yankees. I was there first, so I was the original. They called Yankees people that are from the States. And so we had one practice where it was the drill, you know, where they put the ball in the middle and then they blow the whistle and you have to, whoever picks it up first and then tries to go over, had to ruck. It was something like that. So they made us face each other. We faced each other coincidentally. And, you know, as always, I used to be stronger, faster because I was older than him, but he had been training that summer. And the 3 times that we faced each other, he just sat me on my ass. Like, I fought. It's not that he sat me on my ass, but he beat me like 3 out of the 3 times. So I was like, fuck, I'm terrible. I suck. And he beat me. The second Yankee beat the original Yankee. And then some of, you know, our common friends were just like messing with me, telling me it sucked. And, but later on, within that year, he made it from like the 7th team of CUBA. He made it up to like the 2nd or 3rd. So, you know, it was just meant to be that he was going to be up there and not on the 7th level where we were playing at. Congratulations on all the games that you're playing. Y un abrazo.
There you go.
Nice messages, man. Nice messages. A lot of friendly faces.
I think one of the best things in rugby when you are a true rugby player is that this is what you get after you play. So many friends and people that you know really appreciate you. And
The connections, the bonds you have with everyone you've played with your coaches.
There's a message from.
Oh, yeah. I saw Seba sent a message. I think he's here. Seba, te mando un saludo. Muchas gracias por el mensaje. Digo, la verdad que gracias. With Seba, I lived a lot of experiences. Went on a lot of tours. Was my coach for a long, long time.
So let's get. I want to get into this experience of yours in Cuba. Cuba. It's not Cuba. It's Cuba. Club Universitario Buenos Aires. So tell us how was the process for you to get to the first team? Because that happened pretty quickly, right? And in between that, you actually had some time here in 2020 with Atlanta, the developmental team, right?
Yeah. So when I got to Cuba, we had like 6-7 teams. This was 2018, and I was playing on the last team, so I was playing on the 7th team.
Start from the bottom.
I was playing at 12 against San Luis, and this guy that I had no idea who he was came onto the field, and you could tell everyone in Cuba respected him. He had just like this leadership aura around him. It was everyone just whenever he would start talking, everyone got quiet. Even the coaches would stop talking and listen to him.
Some legend.
A legend. So then I played my game. I thought I played normal. I didn't think I played that well. And after the game, he came up to me and he was like, "Oh, hey, I'm Lucas Piña." Lucas Piña, for the people that don't know, is historic in Cuba. He was the captain in 2013 when they had just won a championship after 50 years, and then he's an idol in Cuba. If you think about someone who's in Cuba, it's Lucas Piña. So he congratulated me and he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be playing at this level. This isn't you're better than this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." I didn't think much of it, and then so that was a Saturday. That Tuesday, they named me in the second team.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, that's
from 7 to 2.
Mistake."
That was quick.
And they're like, "No, we."
Oh, you froze.
We lost him. Yeah, but that shows you how important are several people in the clubs. No, so this guy that was a legend decided. He said he should be playing up, and so he was moved up.
Let's see. He should log in again.
He may have disconnected. He probably pays cheap internet.
I'm gonna take him out, so he has to log in. He's gonna have to log in again. And when were you with him, Juan, or no? You were not living with him at the time, right?
No. I was here in Miami, and he was living with my mother, actually.
Okay.
So he lived with grandma for 1 or 2 years. No, one. I think it was 1 year. Or no, maybe 2. Yeah, maybe 2 years. So, but that's what he wanted to do. No, he wanted to. He play rugby. That's why he moved there. So
let me ask you: he had like a determination to become a professional rugby player, or at least play at the highest level possible from a young time. Was that his mindset, or that sort of happened?
Well, no, not initially. He just wanted to play the sport that he enjoyed, but never thought of. But then I believe that when he was called to the U16 USA, he realized, oh, maybe there is a possibility for me. And that's when he started, I think, thinking about it. And then I believe that when he moved there, he thought, okay, I really want to play at least good level. He didn't know if it was going to be professional, but at least he wanted to play at the highest level that he could. So this is why he moved to Argentina, because he felt that in here there were some limitations. Although he was invited to Life University,
yeah,
and visited Life, and I thought that was, collegiate rugby here is strong, but he really preferred to go there. He thought it was not as strong as what happened in Buenos Aires.
And while we wait for him to come back, if he does, something happened. He's telling me that something happened with his Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Hey, have you paid your Wi-Fi? Maybe it's that.
Yeah, maybe it is that. Because he lives with he has a
roommate,
a home. Yeah. So they some of them live in apartments that have 2 people, some in 3 people, and so on from the game. They all live in the same building, or almost all in the same building, which is very nice because it's sort of creating a good atmosphere. But he, by chance, he and his mate are 2 cheap guys. So they sort of probably are saving in the internet.
You probably know this, so I'm going to ask it to you. How did it happen that he moved from Cuba to Old Glory? How did that happen?
So I guess a couple of things happened. And first of all, I think the final.
Just so people understand, there is no professional rugby in Argentina, right?
Not at all.
So
not, not even the coaches. Coaches are completely volunteer, and in Cuba, the team is not even allowed to have any advertisement in their shirts or at the. If you look at the field, you're not going to see any sign or anything because they want it to be the most amateur as possible. Really? So there's not even a single sign. And if you see their shirt, you will see that it's completely empty. And all the others.
Maybe now they'll pick it up, and
that's a good question. Yeah, it probably does, but I don't know. So it is. Cuba is the most amateur, but every other one is almost the same thing. I mean, coaches are not paid, and administrators are not paid. So it's a different thing. But I think so I think having won the championship sort of put some attention on him. So, and he was also, before the final, I think he was selected as one of the 3 sort of main players of Cuba by ESPN. So it was discussed his name. So I guess they started hearing about him a lot more. And then the second year, the year following, they also played semifinals.
Yes.
And he was he got a red card in the minute 20 after having been 10 minutes away because of the first yellow card. so he almost couldn't play the semifinal, and that was
what kind of offenses were those? Because as far as I recall, he's a very well-behaved player.
Extremely well-behaved. No, it was one of the first one was completely
unfortunate.
Yeah, and the second one, the same thing. He tried to pick up the ball at the rack, and in several people's opinions, it was completely legal. But the referee said that he might have touched the floor with his hand or something. So there were, nothing to do with behavior. It was mostly part of the game, and so it was very unlucky, very unlucky. So he couldn't play, but still, when you get a red card in a semifinal, again, your name, it's discussed a bit. So he received a call in New Year's Eve, I believe, from the manager, who's Argentinian of the Old Glory.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and one of the advantages that Marcos has is that he's American.
Yeah, so it doesn't count towards the
because there should be 10 American players in the team, not in the whole team, in the team that's going to be, the 23 guys that will
on the roster for a game.
Yeah. So in every roster there should be 10 Americans. So that limit the number of people that you could get from other countries. So it's good that he doesn't account. He doesn't count for that.
Yeah, well, I saw the announcement that he was signed up in January, and then I saw him coming on in the first game. He was on the bench, and he came out from the bench in the second half, I think. and from there on, he was on the starting 15s.
Yes, and
So
not the last one because he was injured, but luckily he sort of, I don't know, became important for the team. And so, yeah, he was of the starters the last games. And I don't know what's going to happen now, because since last game he was out because of the head injury. I don't know if he's going to play this game. Is he going to go in the subs? I don't know, but I guess they. And this is something that I also see in Atlanta, that they really took good care of the players, so they have good medical attention and so on. So if he's still having head issues, I don't think he will play.
but I think he was feeling well.
Yeah, I think he was feeling well too. So he's not joining.
Well, he's trying. So I don't know. I was going to do this, as you may recall, on Monday offline, and he couldn't even get on. So the kid is a great rugby player, but he's not very good with this other stuff, I have to say.
Well, he should be okay. Is he back? No. Yeah. Oh no.
No, that's this is what I wanted to talk about, this game in 2021, the final.
Yeah. Well, he's actually a programmer, so a programmer, whatever is it called. So he should be good.
Okay.
But
yeah, maybe it's just.
I guess it's just Wi-Fi. I don't know if he was on his phone or no. He
No, he was on the computer. Yeah.
It looked like computer. No, but he's not even. Yeah, no, I think he's not.
Were you there for this final? Were you?
Yeah, I went there for the
at the stadium.
I didn't go to the semifinal, but as soon as I learned that, I mean, they won, I got my ticket, and I went only for the weekend.
Wow, well, totally worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. It was I was extremely happy with it, because he was very happy. He really enjoyed final and the whole year, and it is something that is very, very big. So, for example, now that there are the Florida finals, I'm sure and Gonzalo was there, Gonzalo Torres, who is
I'm back.
Great.
Okay, glad to have you back, my friend.
Yeah, sorry. Apparently, the Wi-Fi went out on the whole building.
Oh, really? This is sabotage. This is sabotage.
So they knew I was filming, and they. Yeah. I had to download Safari on my phone. Now I'm here. Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Now you're on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see okay?
You're fine.
We were talking with your dad about how the process was between CUBA and Old Glory. So he explained that. So let's get into this game.
The final
that it's going to bring a lot of emotions for you. Just give me a sense of what is like the mindset before the week before the game, because I know the semifinal was also a very intense game, of course.
Very.
I know you're going to the final, and the last time CUBA had won this. Oh wait, we have. No, I have.
We lost him again? No,
he came in twice. I don't know why.
There we go. I left. Let me.
Okay, let me get this one out. You came in. Okay.
There you go. Right on the computer. So yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Stop doing things. Just leave everything as it is. So I was asking you what is like that week before, and as I said in the beginning, I just want to sort of talk about this because we're going into that type of week for a lot of teams this weekend.
That week before. The week before was 3 weeks before, because this all started 3 weeks before we, as you said, we had a semifinal a week before this final. But it's just for 3 weeks, all I could think about was rugby. I couldn't focus. I had work, and there was days where I would just text my boss and be like, "Listen, if I go in, it's gonna be a waste of time. I'm just gonna be sitting there thinking about rugby, watching rugby." And he was like, "Yeah, but you need to do your job." And I was like, "I'll do it afterwards." And then I couldn't focus on anything. I had just it was just so many emotions, so much. It was just so intense, so intense. I remember I would be at home, I would just be singing the songs at home, like la cancha o sea, las canciones de cancha. I'd just be singing them at home, just over and over. I would play them on my phone. It would just, everything was rugby. All I could think about, all I cared about was rugby.
Let me tell you, you guys are some serious fans out there in true Argentinian style, right? Because this is some clips from that final played at the this was played in Casi, which is another very big traditional club, and I guess it's like the main.
Lo que sabíamos es que el SIC es un equipo
It's,
muy ordenado.
yeah, it has a stadium. It's the club with a stadium, so it just makes sense playing there. And it's historically, it's been, well, not historically. They used to change it.
So Marcos, tell me about for a second the locker room. Are you frozen again? Oh my God! Shoot.
Yeah, I don't know if it's probably the Wi-Fi still having problems.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, this is what I was telling you. It was full of people.
Yeah. So
yeah,
now,
Marcos, eliminate the computer because it's the Wi-Fi is not working fine.
Okay, now we have you. Okay, can you listen, Marcos? Are you okay? Can you hear us? Oh shoot. Yeah, it's amazing. And the other thing that I'm just going to play a little bit more of this with a little bit of sound.
But let me tell you this: people were there when there and got together. The fans 2 hours before the game, and they even closed one of the main streets in San Isidro, and it was very impressive.
Sí, no ando igual.
You want? Oh. Can you
it was my roommate that was telling me the Wi-Fi was coming back.
Okay, say hi to your roommate. He can be on camera if he wants to say hi. No problem.
We actually played against each other a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he from Argentina also?
Yeah, he's from SIC. So
He didn't play this game?
No. He stopped playing this year. But yeah, I always messed with him that we beat them in the finals.
So, Marcos, I was asking you, what is it like? Just describe the locker room before, 20 minutes before the game. What is that like? Because I know sort of from experience, when this type of games, it's so different, right, than any other game.
It really is. The locker room before, it was just, I didn't really, I mean, the locker room, I guess everyone was in their own zone. Everyone was focused in. What I found most surprising was going onto the field. Stepping onto the field and realizing that this was it. This was the game. This is do or die. There was nothing else, nothing more than just this game. Nothing mattered. Nothing. There was nothing other than this. And for us, I think in the locker room, we just had so much confidence in ourselves. Obviously it was going to be a hard game, but we knew we were going to win. We just had so much. We just knew it had to be ours. There was nothing else. It was either win or win. There was no other choice.
we have to say it was a 10-9 game, so pretty close.
Yeah, 10-9 game, but
and we're gonna see at the end there was a drop kick, I think, missed by the sick number 10, right?
Paco Lamas, yeah. 22, number 22.
And I just want to add a little bit of the audio because it's pretty amazing. When I listen to this, it looks like a soccer game.
It's crazy. There was so many people. The band was huge. You see all the flags there. There was at least 10,000 tickets sold, I think. But then a lot of people, I mean, obviously, it was impossible to check everyone. A lot of people snuck in. There was at least 12,000, 13,000, 1,300. It's just...
What is like a regular game during the championship? You have what, a couple of thousand people?
Yeah, like 5,000. Oh, the dog's heard me. 3,000. No, less. 2,000.
Yeah,
no. Yeah. 3,000 maybe. But this is just incredible. This was, even watching this now, it's one of the craziest feelings. I said this is the best weekend in my whole life. Even better than Argentina winning the World Cup. This was over that.
Well, just wait till you play a World Cup for Argentina. Then that's going to be the best.
We'll see.
And tell us a little bit about this is the try, right?
This is a try, yeah. Here, Lucas Piña. This is the guy that after that he came back this year to play, and he wasn't the captain, but he was almost the captain.
And you didn't score in this game, right?
No, I didn't score much in any games.
So these are the final minutes of.
Yeah, this is the last. I'd say the last 15 minutes, we were defending the whole time, and we came out of our try zone like 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah, this is a poach by that second row.
Luca Piña again, number 20.
He got rid of that ball like it was kryptonite. Yeah, always good. Always good to have good kickers. They win the final.
Yeah.
Well, this guy is a great kicker. The one who missed the last drop goal is actually a great kicker.
The year before this, he won their final with a drop kick right from there.
Yeah, luckily not this time.
Not this time. No, this time we were meant to win. We were meant to win. We had to win it. It was meant to be, man. What a crazy game.
And you concentrated in a hotel before going there, no?
Yeah. So we before the semifinal and before the final, we went to the same hotel the night before the game. It was just crazy. No. This whole sequence. I think now you should put the sound on so people can hear the.
El kick afuera se vendrá ahora después de asegurar esta posesión. Pisani que le dice, kick afuera. El kick afuera de Iriarte. Cierre del partido. El Club Universitario brindó su lección, demostrando que los favoritismos suelen quedar de lado cuando se apela a la convicción. Dicen que los últimos serán los primeros y aplica también para el deporte. 2 repechajes y un año de pandemia no hicieron más que fortalecer su espíritu. Cuba, paradójicamente, no se aisló, se unió más que nunca y con el vamos que vamos, fueron. Primero por Newman, el mejor del año, y ahora por el SIC. Para completar sus 15 estrellas, Cuba es el nuevo campeón del rugby de Buenos Aires.
Ojalá vengan muchos más, pero bueno, nada, en el momento es decir, disfrutar este momento. Así que nada, felicidad absoluta.
Con Cuba es algo que quiero desde chico, que lo busqué mucho, que lo trabajé mucho, una alegría enorme y esperamos haber dejado un legado y una marca en el club, porque
Mucho disfrute viviéndolo desde otro lado, pero igual de
increíble, solamente por el contexto mío.
La primera es un sueño que no me despierto todavía, no voy a terminar de caer, cada día por ahí le voy a dar más valor a lo que fue.
Es un sueño cumplido, al igual que varios. Por suerte me tocó de joven, de chiquito vivirlo.
Y staff, hijos, padres, nietos, abuelos, la familia entera abrazada dentro de la cancha, y eso es algo que soñé desde chico, y en un club tan grande que solamente haya podido coronar.
Hasta aquí llegamos con este programa especial de Días de Gloria dedicado a Cuba Campeón 2021. Mi nombre es Facundo Quiroga y nosotros nos reencontramos en cualquier momento con más rugby, como siempre, a través de la pantalla de ESPN en Star Plus.
They don't show it there, but after the game, as soon as the game ended, I grabbed my teammates. I had to breathe, so I pulled them off. And right as I pulled them off, my dad grabbed me, and we hugged. And it's on ESPN, and we just
nice
held on. And
yeah, I remember very well. Yeah, it was awesome.
And I did notice, like, it seemed to be like a very, like, clean game, right? I mean, you don't see too much.
Well, I mean, it's a final. You can't do much because you don't want to have any consequences.
Beautiful venue. How big is this club, Cuba? It's like, I mean, it has like, because clubs is not a thing here in the States, unfortunately. It's just different.
Yes, it has 30,000 members.
30,000, okay.
It's the biggest amateur, non-professional club in Argentina. So we have the most affiliates out of any other club without having a professional team.
Okay.
Yeah, soccer clubs have more people, but like River and Boca and so on.
But we're not pros, so but we have a lot of sports.
Yeah, that is something that I'm always advocating for the clubs here to. Yeah. I do understand it is different. We cannot just try to make things, just because they're one way. So we have to adapt to, how the United States is like organized. But definitely, I think most clubs should try to, have youth, for example. If every club had a youth divisions, we would have twice the number of players in very short time. And eventually, but it's something that takes time. You'll have these guys coming back, having played 10 years of rugby now, and not just recruiting from somebody who just got into college but it's still not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably will get to that point, but it's a growing sport. Even in other countries, it's still a growing sport. Maybe not Argentina, but let's say in Belgium, Georgia, Germany, and all those clubs and all those countries, it's still growing. So
I have to ask you, what would you say is, because it's sort of hard to tell, this type of team, like the one we just saw, either Cuba or SIC or any of the top teams in Argentina in this like Premier Division, how would they do against any MLR team? How do you think they would do now that you have the experience from both sides? What would be the outcome of one of those games?
I think the rugby is very different.
I'm asking who will win? Who will go and win the game? Is it like a close game, or the Argentinian teams are gonna put 30 on the American teams, or vice versa? Even being one professional, or professional, another one. Come on, man.
It's hard. It's hard. I think against some teams in the MLR, the Argentinian teams would probably put 50 on them.
Really?
But then other teams, it would be a good close game, close match. I mean, it's just what I'm saying. It's so here I think it's just too different of a system. So here in the States, the defenses come very hard and very fast, and they do that because the skill level might not be the same for everyone. But if you do that against an Argentinian team where everyone has a good or above average skill level, it's easier to get the ball outside and play outside. But then it's also a lot more physical here. So then the physical side would be a lot harder for the Argentinian teams because they're not used to it, or where we have less time to prepare. I mean, here all you focus on is rugby, and all you do is rugby based. In Argentina, you have to work, you have to study, you have your friends, you have your family, a bunch of other things that you need to focus on other than rugby. So it's hard to say.
I think it would be very interesting to see that type of game. I don't know, Juan. I don't know if you remember, we had I believe it was 2015 alumni.
Yeah. They came and played against Life. Yeah.
Were you at that game?
I was at game. Yeah.
Okay, because
it was extremely tight, and actually at the end, Life won, but it was not the first team of alumni. It was,
okay,
I would say, the second and third teams together, and it was Life's first team. But when I saw,
and that was preseason, I believe, for alumni, right? Because it was February, so it's not like there.
Yeah.
No, and not only was that Life's first team, but that was their best team they've had.
They had several Eagles playing there.
They had AJ McKinney at 10.
I was extremely impressed by how well they played. Yeah.
They had. I remember
the Irish number 10 was impressive.
Yeah, this guy McKinney. He played for a U.S. team for the Eagles. He plays South Sharks now. I mean, they had players that were like the best they've had in many, many years.
Yeah, for sure. That was the last time we had a really good rugby game here. It's been that long, so that's one of the things that I'm really happy about, having a MLR franchise here. Next year, we're going to be having that type of game every other week.
Yeah,
hopefully.
It's going to be very interesting.
Okay. I don't know, Marcos, if you want to say anything else. What would you say to a kid, that is now, a U16, U19, U14, that is playing rugby and he really loves it? I think most kids, when they play rugby and they stay playing rugby, they really love it. What would you tell him?
If I had to say something to a kid at 16, I'd probably say just try to enjoy it as much as you can. Try to have as much fun as you can while playing. I think everyone plays their best rugby when they're just trying to have as much fun. At least I do. Just as much fun as I can have. Putting in as much effort as I can the whole match, or the whole time I'm in, because you never know when you can't play anymore. You never know when they might pull you out. So it's just putting as much effort and trying to enjoy it as much as you can while you can. I think for me, I realized that late. I would get super angry when I would lose, or when I wouldn't play, or when I played a position I didn't enjoy, or when I didn't play well. Even now I get angry, but it's something I'm working on, to just enjoy every minute, and I think that's the most important thing, just having as much fun. And then if it's meant to be, you're gonna get to the place you're gonna be, but just enjoy where you are and playing and having fun.
What is your ultimate goal after, now you're playing in the MLR? You have won the top 12 championship in Argentina. What is your next goal?
Winning the MLR Shield. For me, that's the goal right now.
Okay.
So right now, it's focusing on getting to playoffs, and playoffs we'll see from there. But for right now, it's getting to the playoffs with DC.
Very good. Okay. Juan, you want to say something before we leave?
No, all I want to say is good luck to the Tridents this weekend.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That we have
to the guys.
Yeah, we have good friends playing there. So
your kids are playing, Charlie, right? Your sons.
Mateo's playing. Yeah.
Oh, only Mateo. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes,
Good luck to the Tridents too. Yeah.
I'm also excited about that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Marco,
Sorry about the Wi-Fi thing, man.
That's okay. So I wish you the best in this season, and we were not going to talk about that, but I wish I also see you next year, in the heat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Bye. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
Marquitos.
Thank you. Ciao, hijo.
Bye-bye.